No to pie chart. Whenever you have more than 5 categorical value, pie chart is not a great idea. Take a look on this pie chart. And here we have 10 names, right? And the pie chart look very cluster and it's not easy to understand the information, and therefore pie chart can also be distorting and misleading. So therefore we should not use pie chart when you have more than 5 category value. Instead you can use a bar chart. That bar chart you can make it slightly stylish. For example, you can introduce the values followed by the percentage and so on and so forth. Let's learn more about it. So we're not going to use the, let's take a pledge. We're not going to use the pie chart when you have more than 5 category value, right? And instead we can use the bar chart, and then that bar chart we can visually improvise. This is the one example. Let's say this is the same example which we discussed in the pie chart. And in the tab 16, we talked about the how to create the pie chart and all that. And we also added the disclaimer that, this is not a good one when you have a more values, more than 5. Until 5, this is great, right? More than 5, for example, let's say you have a 5 value. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this is okay. And beyond that, when you go, and this is not okay, right? So the value get distorting, and then all that value we are not able to correlate on that, right? So therefore, so this is example number one where I have an X that is names, and all 10 names I have. The same another example, like instead of X that is discrete data, I have in the form of defect of laptops, right? This is the first one. And the second one is that sold number, any number, for example, sold, dollar, how much been sold, I have a dollar value. Here I have a quantity. How many defects been happen? This I have a quantity. So what we're going to do is that, so from these two data, when you have more than enough and more than 5 category, we'll be able to achieve this wonderful chart, which is very neat, easy to comprehend and so on, right? All you need to do is that you need to calculate these three columns. One is the percentage, how much the individual, contributions, and then what is the leftover residual value, right? For example, 41 and 100 minus 41 is 59%. We're going to do it. And then we can have the data label. So instead of having the sold value separately and all that, so we can have, so both together, for example, $2,200 followed by 40.7 percentage. If you want percentage, you can have, decimal you can have. If you don't want decimal, you can discard. And similarly, the same example, this is also on the laptop. In the previous samples, we have seen how to draw the Pareto chart. Now we are going to do that the bar chart also as well. Let's say in this concept, we can use what is vital and trivial and all that. We can definitely use it. Okay. So what we can do is that let's create another copy. Okay. And let me just do that one more copy, and let's do both the things. Let's say I will say 2, 2 and 3. Okay, so this is the first example. Let's say all these value we can delete. I'm going to delete this one. All you need to do is that you need to follow this just 5 step. With that, we'll be able to achieve that. Okay, so I will keep this here also. Yeah. So let's start. So the first thing is that these two raw data we have. So this has the data, scratch and display, and cracks and keyboard, and the numbers. And all we need to find out is that we need to find out individual contributions. So it's right, individual contribution percentage, right? Alt equal to can give, it will give some total value. Some value is 333, and we can divide that. So 60 by this value, and then you can just select this entire value and give a 4, and this will give a percentage. So we don't need a decimal, so we are good with this one. So just sum up this. So it shows 100, that means it's correct. Equally, all this one being distributed. Then remaining one is that 1 minus this value. That means residual percentage. So 82 percentage, right? And then you can drag it. So now this is also has come, right? 2 mean 98 is the residual, and 3 mean remaining is 97, and so on and so forth. And data label is very important. The crux of the entire one, in order to achieve that visual appealing visual chart, we need to have a data label. So data labels is normal. We can just have these data labels or whatever the column we can have. But here we are going to combine both the things together. So to do that, we'll use text function. And this is a quantity. Defect quantity, we're going to combine with the percentage. So defect, comma, we're going to say it's a number. So ash we can give. And we can just close this and symbol. And then you can give double inverted comma, space, inverted comma, and then we can give, and again, we're gonna write one more expression called text. Here I'm gonna take percentage, right? This percentage, let's say I wanted to give in bracket, right? So we can give open bracket, and let's say what format we need. So let's say we don't need a decimal, then we can put 0%. If we need decimal, we can put 0%. Like if you want two decimal, you can put two decimals. So yeah, so this will return only one decimal. So I'll close it. Now you see that 60 is a percentage, 60 is a number, and 18 is a percentage. Let's say we don't need the decimal, so we can remove this also as well. So 18%. Scratch on display 60 numbers, and it is 18% contribution, right? Drag it up. So now it is all these things. For example, charger with different amps contribute 5 numbers and 2%. Okay, now we're gonna drop the chart. So remember that we're not gonna mix that the number and percentage. What we can do, we can take this defect, these 2%. We don't need to take quantity, that we can do it later. You go to insert and go to recommended chart, and you can go to bar chart, and the second one, the stacked bar, that you can take it. Okay, stack bar is ready now. We know that we are talking about 100%, so there is no 120% doesn't exist. So we can give this, and then we can do, we don't need this also. We can just activate the data labels. Sorry, just keep it the data labels, and a little bit of formatting we can do. We don't need the grid lines, we can turn off, and the chart title we need. So chart title I will give equal to, I'll just give this as a title. Okay, so chart title is also ready. And now what we can do is that further we can just, I'm just dragging it up here so it will look big. So this is not required, this is not required. And now you can see all together, I'll keep it only Arial font. So throughout it will look consistent. So it is okay. So now this is done. So now the orange one, I'm gonna fill with the something light color. You can just click here and then give this. So this is now, maybe you can just, or we can just click here and then give this gray color also, or this gray color also fine. And but we're gonna do it two things here, right? So the width, we're gonna reduce it. The lesser width, it's more good. Like say 12%, it looks good. Maybe I can put 10% example. This is great, right? So 10% looks okay. And then this is the, now all the values are being displayed. Now what I'm gonna do is that, let's say we don't need this value, okay? And then we can just select this value, right click, and then format cell, and the value from cells. So we can just select this value. Maybe I'll just move that one so that I can select the chart. So just, we don't need this one, maybe, yeah. So here I'm gonna replace that. So format cell and value from this. So this is the value we're gonna have. Okay, enter, and then we can keep it like inside base. So right, and then we can make it slightly bold, and the colors and all that we can do. Now you can see that this is giving a lot of information to us, right? So this is 5, and the residual also it is taking it. So let's say we don't need this value. Okay, this looks good. Okay, and now this is done. A couple of things we'll do. So what we will do is that we will just make this order slightly different, just selecting on X, and then categories in reverse order. This is the category, so this is in reverse order. So now we are talking about vital and reveal, right? So we know the vital is up to the escape and delete not working, right? So this is one, and then not power up is actually is not a important issue, right? So I can give a gray color, or I can give this color, right? Gold color or something. This is not very important, or I can give light blue accent color I can give. And this also I'm gonna give the same, and then I'm gonna repeat the same thing for rest the last three. Okay, this is also done. This is also done, and the last one we're gonna do it. So now we can give a legends also. Maybe what I will do, I will just make it big and then select this value. Okay, so now I have done it. So now we can see that any value which is there as light color, this is vital issue, not an important issue. These are all the important issue. The dark blue is the important issue. Let's say I can use two different color example, or we can, let's say the same thing, we can change this also into box, right? How to do? I'm just selecting some colors, copy, paste it here, and then right click, go to the format, and then we can give a stack, right? So this also gives another information. And once again, this formatting has got changed. So again, you have to change this also as well. For example, you have to select and start doing it this color also as well. Okay. So just to indicate the trivial and vital issue, so I'm just selecting this. I'm not gonna select the entire one, but I'm gonna select only this. Yeah. Okay. So this value, I have selected this. Only this value we need to get selected. Okay. So just give me a minute. So we can just do that. Maybe artificially, I'll just increase it so that it looks bigger. I'll change it back to 5. Example, this one. Now I can do it. And then I'll change it back to 5. Okay. Okay, great. So now this is all vital and this is all trivial, right? So we can write this also as well. For example, let's say this is the vital issues. Until here, what we call it as vital issues. Vital issues, like 80 percentage of issues are coming like this. So maybe I can just make it shape, no outline, and we can give like this example, or we can make it like center example. And this is one. And then the next one is that trivial, right? Maybe we can make it slightly bigger, the font. Okay. And then similarly copy and paste it one, and then make it slightly smaller. Now these issues are, we call it as trivial issues, right? Just put like trivial, the 20 percentage trivial issues we have, right? This is the one. And again, I wanted to keep the same color, so we can just have the same color, and I'll just copy this. I'll just copy this and have the same color. Okay, and then we can just cut and paste it here. Or you can just delete and do it, but I'm just, in the interest of time, I'm just doing it. So here we can just give another color, right? So we have given this color, right? We can give this color, right? And maybe if you want, we can give black color also. Okay. So now you'll see that this is giving a lot of information. Like this is the main issue, this is a trivial issue, and this is giving absolute clarity and all that, right? This is how we can easily do it. Let's switch over to another example. Let's say I'm just creating another example. What I'm doing it, I'm just having it this value. I'll delete inter data set. Okay. And all I'm going to do is that I'm going to insert these values, which is there in the pi value. So this is what we have done it, right? Here we have done that one, right? So copy this value and then paste it here. So when you, the moment you paste it, right? So these two value doesn't exist. So we can delete, and this is the names, and this is sold in dollar. So it has changed to Indian rupees. I'm going to change it back to dollar. So here is, yeah, dollar, and then this also dollar. Again, this is there in Indian version, so I'm going to change it to dollar. Okay. And then rest of the things you already know. So what you can do is that equal to this divided by the whole value. All right. And then I'm just quickly doing it as a recap. So I didn't enable that one. So 41 percentage and drag it up, right? This is one part is done. Remaining is what? 1 minus this value will give you the residual value, then drag it up. And then the formula, what you need to use it, I'll just copy and paste this formula here, right? So C5 is correct. Value is there in C5 and D5, correct. So then drag it up. You see this is automatically is coming, right? So and then this is already there in the maybe we don't need to mention this one. This is completely different, not related to Pareto. I'm just leaving it as it is. Now you can see that this chart has come very well, right? So this is giving clear information, and compared to the pie chart, this is the pie chart we had. Compared to pie chart, this is better, right? So this is giving more information as such. So I hope you find it useful, and please do like, share, subscribe my channel. You have wonderful day ahead.